Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
I can't hear you.
Morning, sir.
Can't see you.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Yeah, where are you?
Morning.
Where's your video, please? Hello. Am I talking to a computer this morning or what? Can you all say, can you unmute your microphones and say hello?
Hello.
Vincent,
Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Hello, sir.
Sven, where are you? I can't mark your participation if I cannot see you. Where are you? Vincent, Lee Sang, Bowie, Ritz, where are you? Well, Hazil, are you with us? Kendra, are you joining us? Ritz, are you joining us? Vincent, are you joining us? What a fantastic morning, everyone. How are you? Are you awake?
Barely. It's barely.
Like, am I going to talk
Yeah,
to
I
this
get
this morning, or are you going to give me some energy, or what? All right, I got my Gudetama, my mascot here. Gudetama. Okay, you know that Japanese, right? It's an egg. Okay, so don't let me talk to this one. I want to talk with you. Have you had a good week? I want to talk to you about something today, especially those with your video on. I can tell you that you're going to get a job. Video off, sorry, you cannot do a job interview without a video. I'm sorry, whether your video works or not, you have to figure that out. I'm not saying I'm failing you here, but I'm just saying, if you want to have a job interview, you have to have the video on. Okay? Kendra, how's your video? Humphrey, Ritz, Vincent, Adrian. If anyone wants a reference from me, you have to have your video on. Show me that you are really excited about this new world of fintech. It is an amazing world, what we are covering. This unit is one of the few units in the whole business school that can help you prepare for your job interview. Why? Because it is highly likely you'll be asked questions about blockchain, Bitcoin, DM, crowdfunding, Insurtech. You're not going to be asked questions about capital asset pricing model or bond pricing or derivatives. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? Your future job prospects are going to be tough if you are not getting immersed and absorbed in what is happening in the world of fintech. It's going to be a dogfight. You will lose the interview if you know nothing about fintech. This is what these tutes are about. And all of you. This tute is about your job interview. It's about preparing for your job interview. Okay. I want you to be, if you haven't, many of you have done this semester, but if you haven't done so, I want you to start to be intentional about your strategy for your career. Intentional meaning developing habits. Developing habits. Forget about the MCO. Forget about what the government's doing. Focus on you. All right. You cannot control that. but you can control your own mindset. You can control your fitness. You can control your thinking about what it is you want to do with your career, with your life. So demand more of your tutorials, demand more of your tutor. What did you do this morning when you get up? Did you look at your phone and look at Facebook or WhatsApp or Twitter? What did I do? I listened to a motivation tape on YouTube. I do that every morning, about 20 minutes, to get my mind in the right order. Then I went for a 4-kilometer run. I do that 6 days a week. Then 30 push-ups. And then 200 of these, both hands. Okay, so I'm looking after my mental. I'm looking after my physical. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for this dogfight. Just because I have a job doesn't mean I'm striving to be, I don't have to strive to be better. I'm a student too. I want to improve just as much as you. Actually, I would like to go into your job interview and actually beat you. You with me here? All right. Being strategically intentional about what you do for the first hour of every day. Start doing that. No MCO will be able to throw you off. No government will throw you off. No bad news is going to throw you off, because you've got daily habits that you know, if you do this day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, over 12 months, 18 months, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready for what any job interviewer throws at you. Okay. All right. Enough. Let's get back into the fintech and the topic today, which is Insurtech. And I'm sorry. Apologies for being excited, but hey, that's actually fintech makes me even more excited. Like my two big pet topics are supply chain and fintech, just both of them. One's physical and one's very digital, as you know, with fintech. All right. I want to show you the context. And the context is as follows. I'm going to show you, remind you of what we did in week 2 workshop. Let me share the screen. Okay, can you see the screen? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do I hear anything?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Good. All right. So why am I showing you this? Because I want to show you trends. I want you to be aware of that. Last week, we looked at crowdfunding. The week before was DM. Before that was crypto. And you only have to just be aware of a little bit of every week. And that makes you employable. That makes you 1 centimeter in front of the next interviewee. And that means you win the job. All right. This is a dogfight in your mind. All right. So 2, 3, 4 years ago, the big VC money was going into, you could say, it was in deposits and lending. It was payments, not so much insurance, especially nothing in Vietnam, nothing in China, nothing in Indonesia. But more recently, 2019 and 20, like you helped, you know, I took you through that exercise in week 2 where you, you know, you found the data and you put it together, and I showed you how you made a graph. So you know where this graph is coming from. And of course, you know, this is a data that I put together. I'm not using your work to say that I claim to this graph. This is stuff I already built, but I took you through the process so you understand how you can make something like this yourself. Okay. So what you notice in the last 2 years about, remember, this is VC funding going into the top 10 startups in any country, not all of the startups, but, you know, we're talking about the biggest, the brightest, the best. You'll see that Malaysia, Insurtech is growing. Indonesia, Insurtech is growing. Thailand, it's growing. China, it's growing, okay? And Hong Kong. So you can see that Insurtech, the topic of today, is a very, very important topic. Here's another benefit of being in today's Tute. Another benefit, and that is, let me just, okay. Another benefit is that we are looking at a real startup, Bima, who is situated across many developing countries, and including Malaysia, on Insurtech. And what we learn as we go through Bima's challenges and processes and how they actually executed on their business offering, you can apply the same ideas to your own project that you are working on. Are you with me here? Are you with me here? Like, we're in a dogfight now, all right?
Yes.
There's three things here.
No.
Participation from the tutorial. Number two, we're going to look at a startup that actually you will learn about what in today's tutorial that you can apply these ideas to your own project. Wow, that is double bonus. Yet gay lang mei, right? 1 chicken, 2 meals. Ah, yes. All right. Iju yang lang su, right? All right. It's in China. Cantonese. Yet gay lang mei. I'm in Hong Kong still, so I've got to speak Cantonese, right? All right. So apologies for those not Chinese. All right, so I'm giving you double benefit. As we go through the tutorial, I want you to think, okay, how can we learn from these questions? How can we put that into our project, or think about our project and make it even better based off what we learned about how Bima executed its project? Ah, wow. So this is amazing. All right. And again, the third benefit is we're always helping you prepare, be mindful, job ready for the job interviews, which Fintech is just a natural knowledge enhancement for your employability. Ah, this is O'Connor. This is the 11 o'clock tutorial on the Friday for Fintech. Welcome. Let's get into this, shall we? All right. So let's go through some of the questions that we're talking about with Bima. And remember, start making notes. Have you all got a pen? 这是什么？这是一支笔, right? This is a pen, all right? If you don't know, for those that just use smartphone all the time, this is the old technology I had when I went to university. And with that technology, I have a notepad, okay? And then notepad, you make notes, all right? So look, some of you, maybe many of you have not done much preparation for today's tutorial. Hands up. Come on, be honest. Come on, where are you? I want to know where you are. Come on, it's okay, all right? We're going to make this tutorial valuable for you, whether you're prepared or not, but it's always good to be prepared because then you can do even more. But if you're not prepared, we can still make this useful for you, okay? I know sometimes you just turn up, you want to get participation and things like that, but let's make sure that you take some real practical ideas away. So if you haven't prepared, take notes as we go. And if it helps you at the end, we'll have another Kahoot to help you to just reassess, you know, the big ideas that we're learning. All right. Who is Bima? Let's start with this. Who is Bima? Bima, Bima, Bima. B-I-M-A. Where's my book on my Fintech book? I think I've got it here. Ah, here it is. See, I've even got a note here. Ah, wow. All right. So who would like to begin? What is Beamer? What does Beamer do? What is their main value proposition? Hi.
Hello, can I answer?
Hi. Yes.
Vima is a Swedish Insurtech firm,
Yes.
and then its main value propositions, I think, is they provide a viable
Value proposition. Just would you just run that again? It wasn't very clear. Sorry. Go again. Value proposition is to do what? Oh, Jason, are you? Oh, so who's? Was that Wan Soon you're speaking?
Oh yeah, sorry, just now connection problem.
Oh, that's all right. No problem.
The main value propositions will be they provide a viable products for the low income market.
Wonderful.
The cheaper premium,
Okay.
and then they are able to reach the low income populations by offering the mobile delivered insurance product.
And that's amazing, isn't it? Like immediately they're just focusing on one little segment, or are they and look, if you haven't prepared, this is a question for you too. Are they, so in your view, class, is Beamer very focused, or are they very broad in who they are targeting? Hands up for broad and thumbs up for they're very focused. Focused, broad. So it's much easier when you're in video. Okay. Okay. They're very focused, right? They're very focused. Yes. All right. So they're focused on low income customers only. Ah, all right. And what else? What else is about their product that they are trying to offer to the low income customers? I'll give you a hint. What is it that what else are they offering?
Sir, can I try?
Yes, sir.
They simplify the registration and the payment of subscribing to an insurance policy. So basically, the low income population, because they might not have access to the internet, so they can use their phone to register in approximately 2 minutes, and then their payment can be deducted through the automatic deduction of prepaid airtime credit, which means like using like all those Maxis DG.
Isn't that amazing? That like 2 minutes, like mobile, what? Don't I have to use my computer? No, just your mobile, right?
Yeah.
Do they have to be banked?
No.
They don't have to be banked either. Wow. Not only low income, but it's unbanked too. Like, isn't that amazing? So they have, obviously they've thought of everything. Like, you know, realizing that developed world, low income, maybe a portion of those low income are unbanked too. So they're actually, you know, they thought of everything. So I think that's, and how does that relate to your project? When you think about the project you're putting together, you've got to be very, very intentional about who exactly you're offering your product or service to. Okay. And that's Beamer's a very good example, right? We're not looking at high income. We're not looking at banked. We're, you know, it's low income, it's banked, and we are just using this platform here. All right. Question 2, what key enablers or drivers of Beamer's business model? And if you haven't prepared, please do take note, because this will help your project and thinking about how you can make your project better. What are the key enablers or drivers of Beamer's business model? Let's go around, shall we? Every one of you, and really glad you can join Friday morning. Yes, please. Yes, Jason.
Okay, so it's the proliferation of the mobile phones and the acceptance of the technology for the financial service.
Okay, proliferation of the mobile phones. All right. So what does that mean?
Which?
because everyone's got a
Yeah.
phone, but not everyone has a bank. All right. So I think that's
Yeah.
the big idea there. All right. I can see that. All right. What else? What else is needed?
And everyone's using technology these days.
Okay. Let me give you another hint. All right. Did you know that I created my own app? Did you know that? It's called Mind Wizard. There it is. Right there. Mind Wizard. See that? So you can actually go into Android or iPhone and you can download that. All right. I'm not saying you have to do that. All right. All right. So therefore, I'm taking advantage of the proliferation of mobile phones, right? Yes,
Yeah.
exactly what Jason has said. Okay. Now, if I go into Google Play and type in Mind Wizard, let's just see how popular it is. All right. So not now. Okay. Mind Wizard. You type that in. It will tell you how many downloads. How many downloads have I got?
100 plus.
Yeah. So do you think it's successful?
It will be successful.
Do you think it's successful? Like 100 downloads? Like that's not really successful, is it?
Mm.
All right. So Jason, mobile phone, because it's proliferation, doesn't mean that my app is successful. What else does my app need? What else does Beamer need? It needs proliferation of mobile phones, but it also needs something else. What else is a key driver of their success?
So can I try?
Yes.
Is it the agent to educate and to explain to the consumers about the products and how it functions?
Very good. That's another key item. All right. So maybe someone needs to go around and teach everyone, oh, you need to use what Mind Wizard, and this is how it's going to benefit you. You with me here? All right. So then I might be able to get from 100 downloads up to 200 downloads. All right. So I'm having a bit of fun here, but I'm just really showing you that just because mobile phones are everywhere around the world and there's billions of them, you create an app, it doesn't mean that you're suddenly going to be successful overnight. You need to combine that with exactly what who was just that was Lin Che, right? You mentioned that one. You have to combine that with the agents and educators. So we need some education going out there in the community. All right. What else do you need? Or what else did Beamer do to really make it work, especially the marketing? So we've got the platform, we've got the education, but what did they do to really secure the marketing?
Is it distributions?
Explain, please.
Like they could widely distribute their products.
Who did they get to distribute?
They get trained agent forces to distribute their products.
Yeah.
Well, who did they get to distribute?
To the low income
Yeah, I know,
users.
but okay, we've got agents and educators. We've got the mobile phone. All right. So we've got the platform. We've got the education over here. But what did they do to secure the marketing?
Is it the mobile network operators? Like they have the partnership with them?
Tell me more.
Like they collaborate with all those operators. So the operators can ask their customers to subscribe to the insurance premium, and it's very easy to do. So
Really,
it attracts customers.
Excellent. That's excellent. So make a note of that. There's a platform, education, and marketing. They're three different things that Beamer is making it work. And so you can look at, I've got my app on my platform, but I haven't done any marketing and I haven't done any education. You see what I mean? And so that's why my app only has 100 downloads. So obviously I'm not going to be successful because I'm missing this part and I'm missing this part here. Ah, wow. So you need to think about this when you're doing your project, your pitch. You got to think, okay, you got the platform, great, you know, mobile phone, whatever. But then you need to think about education, you need to think about marketing. All right. And insurance definitely needs education, especially if you go into low income, you go into developing world where insurance is not something that society sees as a necessity compared to the developed world. Okay. And me, you know, I've lived in Hong Kong 24 years and part of a Chinese family. Insurance isn't a family is more important than insurance, and it's a different way that different cultures think about insurance, and that's why, you know, education is a very important part of BIMA's strategy. You cannot just say, oh, mobile platform and then marketing. No, you still need the education. Okay. So what about question 3? What about the age of BIMA's life coverage in Malaysia? What do you think? Do they have a limit on the age?
Sir, can I try this? Yeah.
Yes.
And I searched on the BIMA the website. According to the BIMA life policy, the eligible individual age is at least 18, but not older than 50.
50? What? No older than 50?
Yeah, I
Wait a minute,
searched that.
let me put some makeup on. Maybe I can make myself a little bit younger. That means I cannot be covered. Maybe I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I look younger than 50, don't I? You know, just
yeah.
I go to Korea and get some plastic surgery done, maybe, and make myself a little bit better. All right. But 50, like, actually, you can argue both sides. Why would they limit the age to 50? Why would they cap it at 50? That's a very good point.
In my opinion, I think because when we get older, the chance of having medical issue will be higher. So I think this might cause a higher risk to BIMA. So that's why they set the limit.
Okay. It's interesting. If you talk to actuarial science people, they will say that the risk of 20-year-olds getting to age 50 is actually, the risk of not surviving beyond 50 for a 20-year-old is actually much higher than for a 50-year-old to reach 70 years. Did you know that? That's interesting, isn't it? Now, that's talking about all causes. So, you know, because between 20 and 50, sometimes there's a greater risk of accidents and things like that. And you're much more careful after 50. And if I look after my physical health, the probability of me getting to 70 is kind of much higher. So if you really get into the actuarial science and theories of morbidity, and morbidity is, you know, the likelihood of death, they actually, you know, you could actually argue different ways for this, but it is what it is. BIMA said, okay, we really cannot interview everyone that signs up. It's through the mobile phone, so therefore we're just going to have to limit it at 50 years. Okay. Very, very good. Question 4. BIMA Life Malaysia is underwritten by, and this is interesting, up until about a week ago, I didn't know about Armet Life. Armet Life, that's a big insurance company in Malaysia, is it? Have you heard of it? Like, is it big or small or what? It's
a big one.
It's big.
It's a big, yeah.
All right. So what does it mean when the policy is underwritten by someone else? What does underwritten mean? Someone,
The
Ching,
covering.
someone. Let's hear from someone else. So I want everyone to have fun here. Have fun today. Is that who would like to? Someone hasn't spoken yet. Someone new. Come on, jump in.
So can I answer?
Yes, please.
So basically, underwriting is it's like a process where, like an individual or institution takes on a financial risk of another institution or individual for a fee, individual's financial risk for a fee.
Yeah, but why do they do that? Why, like, you know, why do we care? Why would customers care?
Because it shows that Bima as a company, it might have a huge financial risk.
Oh, on its
Therefore,
own.
yeah.
What's another word for underwriting, Adrian? Starts with G. G.
Sorry.
Starts with G. If I underwrite something, that means I am G something. What am I doing?
Guarantee.
Guarantee, exactly. Yeah, you're guaranteeing them. And so governments do that to banks. You put a deposit in a bank and up to a certain amount, if that bank goes belly up and fails, you still get your money back. So governments are underwriting the banks, right? So therefore you trust the bank. Why? Because the government supports the bank. You trust insurance companies if someone is supporting the insurance company. You trust an IPO in the stock market because JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley or any other investment banks, they're underwriting the IPO launch. So if there's no one in the market buying or selling, these investment banks will bring market makers and to make a market price. So they underwrite, they're guaranteeing that the IPO will be successful. So underwriting can be in many different forms, but it's basically having a guarantee behind the product that you are offering. And in insurance, that is really, 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 really critical. You imagine, you pay your premiums for 10 years and suddenly something happens. And then you realize that company you've been paying premiums to is now bankrupt. Like, what type of promise does that mean, And by the way, you may not have remembered back in 2008, if you're in Singapore, there were lines and lines of people lining up outside of AIA building and one or two of the other insurance buildings in Singapore to check to make sure that their insurance is still there. You with me here? Like, all right. It's kind of like a run on insurance companies that happened back in 2008. This is an extension of the financial crisis. So again, the trust in a product is buffered by this underwriting. All right. So what is the benefit for Ahmed Life to underwrite this product for Bima? Someone who hasn't spoken yet. Ritz, you got any ideas? All right, so Ahmed Life, that's an insurance company, they're actually promising to customers that if anything goes wrong with Bima, then they will actually step in and make sure that everything is okay. So obviously Ahmed Life is actually exposing its own self to the customers that Bima signs up. So what does Ahmed Life get in return?
I think a better understanding of this new segment.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That I take that. What other benefits? Someone else. This is great. I like that. Very good. Humphrey, are you with us? Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Oh, by the way, just as a, let me give you some job interview tip. When you're on video, try and make sure that your head is closer to the top of the video, and it makes you look even much more powerful in the video, in the job interview. You know, so, all right. So just a bit of tips as we go along. I'm here to help you in any way, shape or form. All right. What's another reason, another benefit that Amit Life can get, Humphrey? Humphrey, you with us?
Yes, I said because due to a high volume of customers, Amit
Yes.
Life will receive more premium. More premium on the,
well, they're getting a fee for underwriting, right?
yeah,
they're getting a fee.
Higher fees. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I think the other point that Rich mentioned, like they get a boost in their reputation, or they increase their footprint and market share. They get a boost in reputation for helping the underprivileged. Okay. So maybe they have never thought of actually creating that very specific product before. Now Beamer's doing it. Well, they had two options, right? One option is, we compete, we copy Beamer and then we do what Beamer's doing. Or why don't we just partner with Beamer, and Beamer's the first mover, so let's make Beamer very good and let's be a partner with them, and then we benefit too. So this is one thing you need to think about for your project. You need to think in terms of partnerships, because partnerships are really, really critical for startups to get things moving, because startups don't always have the resources. You understand me here? All right. So therefore, partnerships is really critical in terms of helping marketing or helping in supply or distribution or whatever. All right. No startup can just do everything alone. They really depend a lot on partnerships, and Amit Life is a really important partner for Beamer. And obviously, Milvik Malaysia, that is the owner of Beamer, has decided that they're not underwriting their own insurance promises. And why is that? Why isn't the owner of Beamer, why isn't Beamer unable to underwrite its own promises? Someone else? Ching Wei, what do you think?
Is it Beamer is just the insurance intermediaries, because they do not really offer that services?
Yeah, but why can't Beamer say, well, we're protecting we're protecting our own, we've got our own assets and we're protecting our own promises? Why can't they do that? I think the answer is in the area of regulation. Something about regulation, Chingwei.
Is it because they do not have the license, or?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's correct. They do not have the license. And if they're not a licensed insurer, then they need to have a licensed insurer. And this is under the regulations in Malaysia, and different countries may be different, but specifically in Malaysia. And that's another reason why they really need Amit Life to come in, a licensed insurer, to actually do the underwriting of the product. So that's super, 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 Chingwei. And we're going to finish up with, got a final part, and then we'll play a Kahoot to help summarize what we're covering. I want you to think, what's another key partnership that Beamer has? Remember, I'll give you a hint. All right, remember the 1, 2, 3. Okay, where's the other partnership? There's a partnership in one of these. Which one is it? Krishnan, what do you think? Is it the platform, education, or do you think it's marketing?
I think the platform.
Platform is the mobile phone.
Yeah.
So obviously they have a the mobile phone, they don't need to partner with, right? Because they just put an app, like I put an app on the mobile phone, so I don't need to partner with anyone, right? But in order to market that app, remember, I've only got 100 downloads. In order to market it, they're partnering with something to do with the mobile phones. What's that, Krishnan? I'll give you a hint, all right? When you buy your phone, all right, can you immediately talk to anyone else?
No, the network provider. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's a network provider. You got it. All right. So they're obviously partnering with the network providers. And now I want everyone to think that, like, the network provider, they're given Beamer a lot of access to all of their potential customers, right? So what's the benefit for the network providers?
They could increase their customer base. They could increase their revenue because most of these subscriptions are done via their reload credit.
Okay, very, very good. Yeah, it enables them to actually reach new customers, and then at the same time, they if the customers buy insurance through that app and it's with Cellcom or Digi, because they have the partnership, it's likely that they will stay with Cellcom or Digi. Like, it creates more stickability with the platform provider. You see, the customer's not going to swap to Maxis if Maxis comes along and offers a cheaper monthly rate than Cellcom or Digi, because now there's other features that are partnering with Cellcom or Digi that they are bringing to the customer experience. All right. So, you want to think about that too for your own project. All right. So I think this is a big takeaway for your own project. You want to think about, you go platform, educate, marketing, and especially on the marketing side, you want to think very carefully about, targeting. So here, they're not targeting over 50-year-olds. They are not targeting rich people. They're targeting poorer people, lower income, and possibly the unbanked population. So they're very, very, very specific about who they are targeting. All right. What about at the moment, is Beamer a augmentative innovator or a disruptive innovator? Let's have someone else. Anyone else? What about Bowie? What do you think, Bowie?
I think it's a disruptive innovator.
Okay. Disruptive, yes. And why do you think disruptive?
Because they match the needs for the low-income customer segment with who needs cheaper insurance plan with insurance companies that are willing to provide such plan.
Okay. All right. So you can, and anyone would like to argue the other side, like augmentative innovator? Would anyone like to argue the other side?
So I think it's an augmentative innovator because you still need the banks to the insurance to underwrite your insurance. So that you're just supporting the insurance agents.
All right. Okay. True. Yeah, you're still depending on, you're not actually you're not changing the marketplace. You're not changing the way things are done. You could say they're augmenting because they're really, it's a niche, and no one has focused on that niche before. So they're not changing the current insurance marketplace, really. All right, so you can say that in the short term, they're augmentative, but maybe in the long term, it's possibly that they could be disruptive. All right, so what we're going to do now, and great effort, everyone. Let's go through the Kahoot. And again, the Kahoot is to help go over some of these issues that we have discussed. So even if you haven't prepared for today's Tute, you can still play and win based on if you were paying attention and taking notes as we were discussing today. And there we've got 604-8238, 604-8238. Are you ready, ski daddies, for Kahoot? Come on. Gudetama, are you ready? Yes, we're ready for Kahoot here. All right, so let's press this thing. All right, put your name in there, or put one of your names in there, because it's great. Then we have fun. We have some fun because we can actually call it like a horse race, you know, as we're going from question to question. Let's get everyone in. Very, very important. 23. Well done, Jeff. You're in. O'Connor.
So what's the pin again?
The pin 60. Can you see the sharing screen? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yeah. 604-8238. What? Someone is pseudonymously putting my name in there, O'Connor. O'Connor better, that person that put O'Connor in, you better win. If you'll put O'Connor in there, you better be on the top. Okay, let's have fun here. That's fine. You can use my name. It's fine. NG. All right. Okay, that's fun. Okay, we've got 21 in, so let's play this. 3, 2, 1. If you're not in, just jump in. Let's play this. Let's make this fast. 5-6 minutes. And then we summarize. And I'll see you again at 4:30 this afternoon. So let's go on this one. This is great. Okay, let's start. Week 9 Insurtech. Let's play this thing. 3, 2, 1. And remember, some of these questions are trick questions. Beamer is the leading provider of mobile delivered insurance products in developing and emerging markets. Oh, come on. We should all be able to get this one, right? Let's all be on the same page here. And please don't be like in other tutes. They absolutely put in the actual wrong answer just to stir me up. But anyway, all right. We've got 20 answers and come on, the two of you that put false. You did that on purpose. All right, I can tell you, no more of these gameplay. If you're not going to win here, if you go do that, keep doing that on purpose. Hummer's on top. All right, 2 out of 13. What is the main value proposition of Beamer? All right, what is the main value proposition? Now, it could be more than one, so keep that in mind. So, and you know, if it's more than one, that's main value propositions. All right, so it could be all of the above. And most of you got that. Of course, small ticket insurance for low income customers is it is the main value proposition, but also lower costs, increased efficiency and convenience, just using a mobile phone. Like these are all value propositions. When you're creating your assignment, there's more than one value proposition that you have. Okay. Lee Sang, followed by Lynn, Bowie, Hum. Okay, very good. Bowie, I'd like to see you up there. That is great. How Beamer has lower costs and increased efficiency in onboarding, distribution, policy administration, claim management. How can they have lower costs? I just want to be very, very specific here. All right. Very, very specific. How can they have lower costs? It's definitely not none of the above, but what are the other ones? Okay. Lower costs. Obviously, this thing is a big issue in how they are doing it. Definitely, it's going digital. Everything is digital. The big thing about insurance companies that take up a lot of money is their back office, paper checking, making sure that the risks are properly priced in to the product that they are offering. Okay. Li Sheng, Lin, Adrian, Yihan, the quiz. Who are Beamer's key partners? All right. Now, we're talking about key partners here, and we're talking about the most important key partner. Which one would it be? I'll give you a hint. It's in this, one of these over here. Okay. You know that key partner. Mobile operators, of course. That is the right one. And we've got up 8 places. Jeff is the highest climber. You must have answered that very, very quickly. Leasing on top, followed by Lynn. Adrian, let's move this. 5 out of 13. What is the key enabler of Beamer's business model? Now, key enabler. All right. I'll give you a hint. All right. Remember this framework I showed you: platform, education, marketing. One of these is the key enabler. Okay. So which one is it? Let's see. Agents who provide education about aspect. Remember, they're going into a marketplace where culturally or low income wise or from developmental point of view, that people, why would I ever buy insurance? You with me? That's the area that they're going. So education is so critical. Okay. All right. Wei Hong, very quick on that answer, followed by Adrian, Li Sing, Lin, Year 1. Yes. Up to what age is the Beamer life coverage in Malaysia? Oh, come on. You got to get this one right, please. Please. Look, at least one question. Yes, 21. Wow. Oh, amazing. We got it. Done and dusted. Excellent. We got this one right. That is amazing. All right. And you're very fast. Remember, if you're very fast, you get 10 times more points than if you're very slow. So very, very fast. Adrian is the highest earner here. True or false? Increasing the age limit would raise claims and thus suppress margins even further. Oh, this one, you should be able to get this one. Get in there very, very fast. And that's how you get faster points and you get on top of the podium. Of course, it's going to be true. Yes, those 3, you know, just trying to play games with me again. But we got all of you on the one page with the question before. Wei Hong still on top. Is someone going to knock Wei Hong off? Li Sing, Lin, Yi Wan, Bowie. Come on, Bowie. Do faster. And Hui Ling just hit an answer streak of 4. Let's go. Quiz, 8 out of 13. Why does AMET Life would want to underwrite Beamer life policies at low value and relatively high risk? Yes, tricky one. Yes, all of the above. Yes, that was you had to think about that. It is these are all benefits that AMET Life can have. So when you're doing your assignment and you're trying to negotiate with a partner, you need to think about not only what the partner is bringing to you, but you need to think about what is your new product. How can your new product benefit your partner? Because there may be non-monetary benefits to the partner, and then that makes the partnership even stronger. Okay. All right. Rather than the partner do something for you and then you pay the partner, and then that's really not real partnership. That's just a service for a transaction, isn't it? Okay. On Li Sing, followed by Lin, Wei Hong, Ritz, Bowie. Come on. And Ritz, you moved up. 6 players have reached an answer streak of 3. 9 out of 13. We've got 5 to go. Why doesn't Mivlik Asia underwrite? Oh, come on. You need to get this one right. You need to get this one right, because I think Ching Wei got this answer in the Tute. Why can't they underwrite the policy of Beamer? You know this one. You know this one. This is regulation here. And Beamer is not a licensed insurer. That is why they cannot underwrite. And that's a Malaysian regulation and many other countries as well. Okay. On saying, Lynn, no change. we're all going. Now we're coming into the final round. 5 players have an answer streak of 4. Ritz and Bowie. Bowie, come on, you try harder now. What is the partnership benefit of Beamer from its partnership with telecom operators? This is telecom. This is downstream. What is the benefit for Beamer? Tricky one, tricky one. Yes, it's A and B. Large pool of potential customers and easy advertise their service. Why? Because then they just advertise through the mobile platform. Okay. Oh, Lee Sing, what happened? You got that one wrong, or you were slow in answering that one? Bowie, Ritz. Bowie's moved up. Yes. All right. Okay, let's move this thing. What is the partnership benefit for the telecom operators for the partnership with Beamer? What is it? Partnership benefit, partnership benefit. Remember, when you're talking about partnerships, you got to think in terms of benefits of other partners you want to work with. That helps you in negotiations. They can benefit in many, many ways. Okay, definitely retain existing customers, right? Remember what I said in tutorial. If the customer, they're buying your cellular service and suddenly they sign up with Beamer, suddenly then that service associated with Beamer makes you a more sticky customer to that cellular operator. And Maxis comes along, offers a cheaper service, but they don't have Beamer. Then there's one more reason that they will not switch from cellular to other service providers. Okay. All right. So think about that. That's a way of drawing a moat around your partnership. Ritz has a streak of 9 correct answers in a row. Ritz, that is so cool. Lin is on top. Wei Hong, come on, you can come back. Beamer has potential to disrupt traditional players in the long run since it's able to offer cheaper insurance due to efficiency. Remember, disruption versus augmentation. Disruption versus, Bowie talked about disruption. Then Emily talked about augmentation. Both are possible, but one is short run, one is long run. Which one do you do? I want you to think about that for your own assignment. It is disruption in the long run. You would never in your project and you're coming up and you got your new product, you don't come out and announce, oh, this product has the potential to disrupt this industry immediately. You don't want to do that. Why? Because then suddenly all of the competitors in an industry, they'll come and fight back, and then you will never get any traction. What you do, you say you're augmenting, you're just changing a little bit. We're reaching a population that hasn't been reached before. And then all the insurance companies says, oh, that's great. We're so happy for Beamer. They're doing stuff that we've never done. They're not really directly competing with us, so we don't feel that we are being disrupted. But in time, Beamer might decide, oh, let's target other income populations. Let's target higher age groups. Then suddenly then they become disruptive. But once they get a foothold, then they become disruptive after being augmentative. Wow. Wow, I didn't know there's a strategy like that. Lynn, can you get over 10,000? How many of you can get over 10,000? 13 out of 13, true out of false. True or false? Beamer is an augmentative innovator since it still taps an untapped market. Oh, come on, you should be able to get this one right. I just explained to you what Beamer is doing first and foremost, okay? In the long, 2 of you, you're doing this on purpose. 17, well done. Excellent. Okay, great. Well played. So you learned lots of things about Insurtech. I just want to remind you, in week 1, when I talked about Insurtech, Wei Hong, well done. Excellent. Ritz, yes. And Lynn, where's Lynn? Where are you? Put your hands up. Where are you? Where's Lynn? Lynn Chai, well done. Congratulations. Okay. I just want to remind 2 things. I know some of you have to go to the Tute. Number 1, please provide feedback, especially for this afternoon. What do we mean by feedback? Well, what I mean is to maybe put in a question that may help this afternoon. Is there a link that I can give you? Yes. the link is as follows, copy, and I'm just going to put that into the chat room now. And really, really excited that you go in there, you put some feedback. Of course, you can write questions about your assignment for this afternoon. So when we come at 4:30, there's some questions that I can answer and directly provide value to you, because all I care about is your learning experience in connection to your job readiness. All right, two things, right? It's learning experience not connected to job readiness. Well, then what's the long-term benefit? Okay. All right, but job readiness is really, really important to me, and I want you to feel that you learned something today, even if you didn't prepare for today, that you've taken something away. You learned something about disruptive versus augmentative. You've learned a lot about that. It's not sufficient that you just create a product and hope that people will buy it. Like, you know, like the app I have, Mind Wizard, only 100 downloads. Like, you've got to do more. What do you mean? Well, maybe you need to educate. Maybe you need to do marketing. But I don't have any resources to do that. Well, maybe you need to partner. You partner with people that will help you. And by partnering, you're sharing the spoils of your new startup, your new service. But that partnership, 1 + 1 = 3, and then it's greater benefit for the long run. And these are all ideas that you can bring into your project that you have to do for this unit. So I really think, even if you didn't prepare for today, that you've got some key points that can help you in your assignment. And it's been a rip-roaring pleasure to help you. My last tip, and I'll give this tip later today if you have to leave very quickly, is that when you're preparing for the job, if it's anything related to Fintech, I urge you, go back and listen to my hour-plus videos in week 1, where I actually talk about the 6 different areas of Fintech. So and that's the best preparation for, you know, the day before the interview. You just go over that, and it just gives you some sense of what are the key issues in any of those 6 areas. And it makes a big difference, because what's recent in your mind, then you go into the job interview and suddenly they ask a question, you're not caught off guard, and that will help you, and that will give you that 1 centimeter edge over your opponent in that job interview. And you only need to be 1 centimeter ahead, and then you got the job. All right. So any final questions or concerns? If in terms of the, what do we call it? The codes for the tutorials this week, I will post them in the 4:30 session this afternoon. Okay. All good. And if you got any comments or feedback, you can use the link here or in the chat room. Happy to help. How was today's Tute? Was this value added for you? How was your learning experience today? All right. Okay. Still waking up some of you. But remember, all right, you forget about all the things around you that you can't control, but focus on improving your mind, your thoughts, your mindfulness, and look after your health. All right. Because you've got a great life ahead of you, and make every day count. Be strategically intentional about what you're doing first thing every day. That will help you enormously over time. There you go. Happy to help. What's happening? Yes.
It's me, Chingwei. So I have a question. I joined a Fintech talk on last Monday, and then the guest speaker came out with a very interesting topic. He said that there are differences between Fintech and TechFin. So for us, should we view them separately, or it's just another subset of Fintech?
I don't think you need to worry about that so much. TechFin, Fintech, it's a matter of which business model comes first. When we talk about TechFin, then you're talking about the big technology companies suddenly moving into, fintech, and then they call it TechFin because they're technology first, and then fintech the other way around. I don't see that. I don't think that matters as much as you understanding some of the key issues in each of the 6 areas.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So
like your understanding of what are the issues in cryptocurrency. Will DM be around in 2 years' time? What is the big challenge of crowdfunding? The fact that crowdfunding makes your whole startup and your delivery to a customer so much more transparent, and it can crash and burn and damage your reputation even faster because of that. What is the big issue about Insurtech? Well, it's challenged because it's dominated by insurance companies. So if you just think in terms of big issues in these 6 areas, that's probably more important than whether you think whether it's fintech or techfin. I don't think that's a big issue at all.
Oh, all right. So what if the company, they successful applied the banking license? So will they turn to become a fintech company?
Oh, if you mean a technology company applies for a banking license and then become a bank, like a virtual bank, which is happening in different countries, then yeah, it's just a fintech company. Like it's just a fintech. You need to think in terms of the product offering and I wouldn't worry about whether it's techfin or fintech. Just fintech is fine.
Oh, okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't want you to get caught up in labeling something. Okay, what matters is you pay for the virtual banking license and then your virtual banking. Okay, so what are the fintech services provided by the virtual banking? That's what matters. All right, and how are they disrupting the traditional bank? Like that's the issue, not whether it's techfin or fintech. Okay, always focus on the product, focus on the consumer, the product. What is the benefit? What is the value added being given to the consumer? You talk to any consumers of any financial products around the world, they don't know if it's fintech or techfin. All they know is, oh, I got this app on the phone and it's an insurance for me. Whether it's techfin or fintech, it doesn't matter. But very good question. Any other questions? And feedback, what was your big thing today? Kendra, what was your big takeaway today?
I think realizing that some people see certain Insurtech companies as disruptive, because I always thought it was just like an augmentative innovator kind of thing, like to enhance that. I think that was the main takeaway from the tutorial.
Well, it takes a lot of resources to be disruptive. Like Facebook, when they come up with Libra, like that's disruptive, right? But look what happened. The regulators said no. So you got to have the resources to be able to be disruptive right from the gate. All right. Most startups don't start out with a disruptive product. Their product is augmentative. Augmentative means just change one little part of something that is already out there. We make something a little bit better than what is already out there. So think about that for your pitch. Any other thoughts, questions? And thanks for putting your videos. I know a couple of you can't put your video on, but it's tremendously valued because you get to know other people. Like other people in the class because you actually see them on the video, and each of you can help each other. And this afternoon, I'll make that even more important. especially you've got to create a video together. How are you going to do that? Wow, you know, not easy. All right, so we'll talk about that this afternoon. Any other feedback, comments? Emily, what do you think? Lin, Ritz, and Wei Hong, well done. Great effort on the Kahoot. Yeah, that's good.
All right, thank you, sir. I have to go now.
No, well done. Great effort. Okay, so I'll let you go. I know you got lots of things on your mind or tutorials to go to. Happy to take feedback. Next week, I think Mizut's going to make an announcement next week because there's holidays. Then I think tutorials will be delayed by a week. But what will be exciting is that they will be looking at the eToro trading platform. So I think that's really, it's exciting because you actually get to play the platform. You get to actually do investment. And so Mizut will be talking to you about that. And I think Dr. Scheiban may be taking the tutorial the week after next, and then Dr. Tay is in the last week. All right, so we all got you covered. The main thing is stay focused on your major project, your big pitch, and the things you learned today. Apply that to your project. I think they'll make it even better. Okay. See you this afternoon, 4:30, right? Let's have fun this afternoon. All welcome. Welcome. Thank you. And good time. You did very well. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, sir.
Most welcome. Most welcome.